How's everybody doing? It is Saturday night, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. With the daylight savings thing, we kind of jumped forward. So for those of you who are joining us from other places, that's why. Yeah, we observe that stuff here in Ontario and across Canada, except for one province that's very intelligent. But anyway, hello, 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 everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Psychic Saturday Night Live. Yeah. So we're going to let the algorithm do its thing, and I'm going to let people join us here today. But I'm going to talk tonight about what's going on with everybody. These times are very intense, so you'll want to tune in to this one. Yeah. Taking a couple minutes here to just let people join me, and then we'll start talking about the energies, about the moon, the lunar eclipse, the full moon, Mercury retrograde, and most importantly, the equinox. Purging, purging, purging. Spring clean. Oh, and of course the solar eclipse following the equinox, which of course is also packing quite a punch already, having just come through the lunar eclipse from yesterday. So yes, welcome, welcome, welcome to one and all. It is March 15th. Holy Hannah. And yeah, we are smack dab in the middle of March already. We just seem to have jumped into this month, and here we are in the middle of it already. But yeah, here we are. And you know, a lot of stuff is happening. A lot of stuff is happening for people, within people. Yeah. And it's an important time for us to really keep focused on what we're doing for us. Not the distractions on the outside, just us on the inside. It's time for us to stay within that space of focused on us and not be, distracted by the big hullabaloo that's happening around everybody. And not just here in Ontario, specifically here in Ontario, but not just here in Ontario. But honestly, yeah, you got to stay focused. This is a time to purge, people. This is a time to purge. It's a fabulous time. We are smack dab in the middle of, this equinox and, this eclipse season. We are being recalibrated. Male and female, left and right brain, left and right hemispheres are being recalibrated so that we can sort of see ourselves and from our new perspectives with clarity, right? From new perspectives with clarity. So this time is about adjusting that. It's kind of like just bringing it into focus for ourselves, clearing out the foggy stuff, and making sure that where we are, what we see, what we're feeling, and doing for ourselves is forward, progressive, and healing. Paying attention to ourselves and only ourselves, really, at this time. I know that sounds selfish, but for those that know me, I preach selfishness. I really do. Know thyself. Doesn't mean you're not paying attention to other people or not caring about other people. It just means that for a lot of people, for the first time in your life, you're actually caring just as much about yourself as you have for everybody else all these times and all those years and whatever. So yeah, it's a good time. So we have a giant purge time upon us, and spring cleaning is in the air, and gratefully the snow here especially is going. It's sort of dissipating and dissolving and is evaporating rather, and melting, I guess is the words, right? So it's time for us to not only cleanse and release all of that stuff from ourselves and let those waters flow, cleaning out closets, doing all these things, but mentally and physically as well. We must be doing these things emotionally. I've noticed through this last week how many of my clients are experiencing an upsurge and a surfacing of, repressed memories, painful experiences, all of that trauma stuff that's coming to the surface in there. And just like I spoke of last week, they're questioning, oh my God, does that mean I haven't worked on it, or I'm not done with the work or whatever? And No, what it actually means is that you've done the work. It's on its way out. It's released from you. You can let it go. And that's what the full moon is really offering. Everybody, oh, excuse me. Nothing I can do about that, folks. We all know what that is. Spirits calling in. I could feel them, actually. My ears are on fire. I don't know who's got messages coming, but man, oh man, lots of that going on. And when I was not acknowledging the ears burning, they decided they were just going to go ahead and push the button and make my yawn. So, forgive me, but we all know that that's just spirit connecting with me and letting us all know that they're here and they're joining us, calling into the show, as it were, as I always say. So the big purge, as I was telling you, is upon us. And a lot of negative stuff is showing itself in front of us so that we can make a choice whether we want to participate, engage with it, or whether we want to let go or kick it to the curb, whatever way you need to do it. But a lot of stuff is coming up for people. And it's not positive because it's stuff that you've been working on to release because it's trauma-based or, in some way fear-based. It's all good. It's all good. It's incredibly cathartic, incredibly therapeutic, and wonderfully, liberating. So go with that. Let those things come up, but don't let them overtake you. Don't let them, don't let yourself fall into that hole. Oh my God, this is happening again, or this is still happening. It's not. It's not. It's not. Say goodbye, wave it out, and off it goes, like bad gas, as I'm always telling people. So, there's lots of ways to do that. It's not easy, A lot of people are having issues in their dreams. People are coming to visit them, or repressed memories are coming up to the surface in dream time. And that's challenging to deal with because you're not necessarily lucid dreaming, are you? You're like engaged in this experience and it's not something you're in command of at the time. That stuff is coming out because your subconscious is letting it go. It's the gatekeepers have said, they've stepped aside and said, okay, this stuff's got to go. It's got to get out of here. So that's what's happening there. Write your dreams down if you have the chance to do so. Some people are just having stuff come up, just in their head, thoughts that they haven't thought about or thought like in a really long time, patterns of thinking that are not necessarily where you are right now. And you're thinking, why am I thinking those thoughts again? Like I haven't thought those in a really long time, or I haven't thought like that in a really long. It's okay. That again is stuff that's coming up. It's, surfacing from the nervous system and it's being released because it's conducive. The energies are conducive to our letting it go. There's a huge sweep from the collective, especially of this, wonderful clearing out to start this new experience for everyone. This new spring forward, new spring into space that is purified, no longer toxic. Hey, everybody. So yeah, this is a great time for everybody to purge, right? So the spring cleaning is upon us, people are finding this urge to and compulsion to kind of get in there and get their closets taken care of, and maybe the garage needs to be looked at, or most of us are just looking for our grass, for heaven's sakes, after this huge winter storm, this winter snowfall we've all had. So all of those things, right, that's all part of the process. As it goes, your stuff's going to go too. Your energies are in flow, and there's a current happening. You're going to release emotionally, you're going to release mentally, and you're going to release in more likely than also in physical ways as well. So all three ways, but be okay with that. If things are coming to the surface and you haven't, you don't know why they're there, like I said, just, it's okay. Don't grab a hold of it. Just say adios, sayonara, whatever. So this week, oh, and I wanted to mention this. This is really cute. Well, not cute necessarily, but it's kind of a lighter side when we're having these issues, because a lot of people suffer from that stuff. Negative thoughts patterns, negative thinking, ego problems, things like that, all of that stuff. Self-talk, the inner dialogue a lot of us have is not uplifting, empowering, or supportive. And in a lot of ways, it's just fear-inducing and anxiety-producing and all of those other, horrible reactive, emotion spaces. However, there are lots of ways. There's meditative experiences you can have. You can go on YouTube and find all kinds of meditations that are available to everybody for free that, can help you clear your mind or whatever. If you're not into that, then there's lots of stuff that you can, listen to that isn't necessarily like a meditation. It could be like binaural beats. Those things, those frequencies actually very much help us to release those those lower frequencies from our systems. And then there's, reading things, that uplift you and whatnot, like not just watching funny things and stuff like that. But anyway, I came across this really cute book. I don't know if you can see it, but it says, shit I say to myself. Well, it doesn't quite say shit, but shit I say to myself. And it says, 40 ways to ditch the negative self-talk that's dragging you down. Shit I say to myself. Her name is Katie Kreimer, and the LCSW at the end of her name says she is licensed as far as I know, as a counselor and social worker. I love the stuff in this. There's a lot of cute, just really simple ways to, just jolt yourself out of that pattern that you're thinking. I can't stop thinking about this. She has a chapter on unstick yourself kind of thing, gaining perceptive, practicing acceptance, reality blows. Thoughts are not facts. These are such powerful nuggets. So this little book, I would highly encourage everybody to find it for themselves. You can find it. It's under the self-help category. It's time to break up with your inner critic, which I thought it was also cute. Is there an asshole living in your head, rent-free? This chick writes like I read. She writes like I think. She writes like I read, people. She's awesome. I love it. And I haven't even really got into the book yet, but already I absolutely adore it. So I would highly recommend, if you're having trouble and you really need to lighten your life up a little bit and have a little fun when you're stuck in some ruts and you're really having a hard time ditching those negative thoughts or the patterns that we have, that sort of overtake us, whether it's anxiety. And then let's face it, fear-induced stuff, anything you have within you might not necessarily be what's happening on the outside, but any kind of fear-based issues that you have are going to be triggered. Whether they're exactly what you see going on around you, outside of you, or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's a fear-based frequency that's being activated. And whatever that fear is, whatever frequency that fear is sitting at with you, boom, that's going to show itself to you in that world. So just so you know, it's all good. You know what? There's a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of stuff coming to the surface with individuals, but also our world. And if we can just keep ourselves in check, if we can just keep ourselves focused on us, we're okay. No matter what happens, we are okay, people. We are going to be just fine. We get through this. We get through this. It just doesn't feel like we're going to sometimes. But you know what? You talk to any woman who's had a child, who's given birth to a child, and she'll tell you the same thing. In the middle of labor, you sometimes wonder, you're not going to get through it, or, what's going to happen. But you always do. And then you forget all the pain, the misery, and all the mess. And you move into this beautiful, this brand new experience for yourself, and you absolutely love it. You forget everything else. You love it. You love that you are where you are. Listen, Missy, we're doing something here. You're going to have to chill out. See? Full moon energies. Lots of things are happening. People are all over the place. Yeah. And agitated as well, by the way, if you're finding yourself agitated or feeling around you, people are being agitative around you, kind of just getting under your skin and irritating you. That's also par for the course, because those are the triggers. Those are the things that you need to know are affecting you, right? Have power over you. If you're going to react rather than respond, then you need to look at the reason for that. So it's a great time for everybody. This purge time that we have especially is extremely helpful right now for a lot of people, because not just this last year, but the last few years especially, we have done a lot of accumulating of things. And this is a 9-year, and it's all about the release of all of that stuff. So letting it go, right? Like really, really letting go. So tonight we're going to do our 3 cards, mind, body, and spirit, and Moonology after the brick, of course. And then, yeah, we're good to go. Those negative thoughts and all that negative stuff, you know what? It feeds the other side. It feeds those fear-based beings, those fear-based energies that need that, right? And that they need us to produce that so that they can feed off that. We're not doing that. We're not playing that game. We do not consent. We do not consent. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm also not sorry. No. And this whole sorry business is... No, we're not doing that either anymore. We have nothing to be sorry about. Absolutely nothing. We apologize for too much, especially here in Canada, for heaven's sake. Let me say, ladies and gentlemen, the Queen of Pentacles, as we pull it with the High Priestess. That is one awesome power pair, goddess ladies, let me tell you. Okay, this means, this Queen of Pentacles, by the way, and I only recognize these because I've cut the cards and that's part of the shuffling. She says, whatever we ask for, we get. Whatever we ask for. This is our lottery win. This is our clean bill of health, after after a, a diagnosis of illness of some kind, of whatever. Whatever it is for you, that is your lottery win, right? If you find love after so many years and you've been waiting and finally, are ready for it and open up to it and something happens and boom, there it is. That's what she stands for. So this is a really good sign. I love this. When I see this, I tell people, go buy a lottery ticket. And remember who told you. No, I'm just kidding. The High Priestess. Now there's another one. This is us. We've been working on our intuition, people. We have been working with discernment. We have been working on making sure that, what we are doing and engaging with is, within our command, that we are not subjected or, impacted by other forces, coerced, whatever. So we are sovereign beings. Remember that, right? And we are our own authority. That's what that means. We are our own authority over our mind, bodies, and spirits. So this beautiful combination is a wonderful sign to start this reading off with. Yeah. So, equinox comes on Thursday, and again, that is a balance point. It's the cross-quarter days between solstices, which means that we are at exactly 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of nighttime. And that is also a beautiful balancing of our consciousness as well, male and female, into a perfect balance point. You've had, just yesterday, you have had this beautiful release from the lunar experience of the full moon lunar eclipse, which is all the emotional. That's our heart stuff. The solar eclipse comes in, that's all our mental stuff. As we balance these two parts of us, huge, huge, huge catapults can occur. And most of us are going to see that happen within our lives. So it's a really exciting time. So I cut the deck once more. Once more, there's that High Priestess keeping us in our space of intuition and knowing, trusting ourselves and trusting our connection to our source. Our source, your higher self, your soul, every part of you is so important to be connected to. And know this Knight of Swords talks about Spirit being with us, that we are not alone. We have someone. They got our back. We are here in pairs, in partnership with Spirit, so that we can all come here and do this job together, and boy, what a job we are doing together. So yeah, one last shuffle. Oh, look, here comes the High Priestess one more time, and this time with the Death card. Those two major cards tell us huge transformation is coming. And those of us who are tuned into it will actually be not only the catalysts of it, but be aware and be a witness in its full capacity to it. That's really cool. That's really cool. So, mind, body, and spirit for March 15th. Sorry, March 15th, 2025. Hello, everybody who is joining me tonight. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, here we go. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. We just pull them. 1, 2, and 3. Mind, body, and spirit. Look at this. They're all pentacles tonight. And this is actually fabulous. Look at this. The Ace of Pentacles starts us off with our mind. Rewards. Rewards, people. Big rewards. Big rewards. We talked the last few weeks about changes and being in command of those thoughts and the purge, the letting go, all of this stuff. Shedding skin. We've been talking about it for weeks now. Here come the rewards. This is the fruits of your labor actually showing themselves to you, starting to see evidence of those manifestations that we've been talking about, planting those seeds for, starting to show up. The rewards are, you're going to feel calm. You're going to, when we do work, like all that stuff that we're talking about, letting go and feeling, liberated from and all that stuff, the biggest, fastest way, the easiest, fastest way, I would say, to recognizing what you have done work on is recognizing what is no longer in your life. And I know that sounds kind of weird because, how are you going to do that, right? But you actually notice the absence of things sometimes much faster than you notice the presence of new things. Sometimes it's easy to notice new things, but when they're very, very subtle, not necessarily, right? When you've done work on yourself and you're just kind of waiting for that whole, okay, put me in a situation where I get to test that water out. It sure is, it's going to come up, right? It's always going to come up. But those leading moments, those moments that lead up to those experiences, that the noticing of the absence of those, that's big. Those are big nuggets to note. So this mind place is about those rewards, seeing for yourself that you've done this work and you're getting it, you're getting somewhere and you're doing well, you're feeling great. You can feel the changes, you can see the shifts, feel the shifts and see the changes, whichever way you want to go with that. But either way, it's happening and it's doing, the work that has got us there. Those rewards are there for big rewards too, not just little rewards, people. Big rewards, material kind. you know? And with that Queen of Pentacles, I would recommend people go out and, you know, do whatever it is that, you know, when you're feeling really good about things, do whatever it is that brings more of that. And then what the heck, you know, if you're into buying lottery tickets, go buy one when you're feeling like that. When you feel like $1 million, go buy a ticket. Why the hell not? You never know. You're going to match the vibration. That's how it works. So just as a point of interest. And the only reason I even say that about the Queen of Pentacles is because everybody wants money. Everybody wants to win the lottery. They're always asking psychics, what are the lottery numbers? What are the lottery numbers? That's a surefire right there. And I can tell you from my own personal experience, having read for people in the past that have had that card and actually bought tickets and won, like even millions of dollars, that's exactly what that means. If you're looking for a clean bill of health, though, like whatever, but those are the rewards that she's telling you are coming. So the stuff that you've asked for, the, you know, the manifestations, watch, because they're around. We know spring is here. I'm telling you right now, folks, I know for a fact spring is here, not just that the snow is going and the smell is in the air, but I saw robins and red-winged blackbirds. And for me, the only thing left to see would be a wonderful, you know, kingfisher, and then absolute, you know, spring is here, and pretty much summer too at that point. But that's how we know. We've broken through the ice, the snow is going, and we are in a beautiful new space of spring, where things are going to bloom, blossom and bloom for all of us. They're going to sprout and show themselves to us. And that's what this card is talking about. Mental thought, you know, where you're no longer thinking those shitty thoughts to yourselves or any of those critical thoughts that you've been trying so hard to stop. You know, stop stopping. Just stop trying so hard to stop and just let go. When you catch yourself with a thought like that, think polar, right? What's the opposite of it? Think of a polarity experience, or think of a, you know, a positive thought that can counteract it, whatever it is. But you have the power to make those changes, and it's in those little tiny changes that the sprouts come. And when those sprouts come, bigger things grow from those. So it's wonderful. Body, right? All about our body and our physical experience here. The Page of Pentacles. Once again, it's all about honoring yourself, right? Treasuring who you are and really using it for practical reasons, right? Like, don't, you know, again, don't overstep, you know, on physical exertions or anything like that. Excuse me. Just make sure that you take things at your own pace. Physical cleansings, baths, you know, energy work on yourself, going and having energy healings, treatments, things like that. All of that is what the Page of Pentacles says. Go do things for yourself. Honor yourself. You're worth it. Otherwise, you wouldn't have got these rewards. Creator wouldn't have thought you were worth it. So, what is Spirit telling us? Here we go. The Two of Pentacles. All Pentacles. The Ace, the Page, and the Two. The Two is big changes. Big changes. See, you got the rewards, and from those rewards, you can make new big changes. Even bigger changes in your life. Changes of value for yourself. We have to do the work. You know, I've got clients who are struggling right now, really struggling with getting out of slumps. And, you know, in one case, they're reaching out, and it's like, you know, they're having such a terrible time. They cannot seem to do for themselves what they need to do. And the fact is that we are all here to save ourselves. Other people will help you along the way, will support you, will empower you, encourage you, have compassion for you, listen to you, be there for you, love you. But you must do the work. You can lead the horse to water, but you can't make it drink. It's got to drink, you know? So we all know that. And all you can really do is be there for those people who are struggling and empower them to know that they can do it. We can all do it. We all have the power to save ourselves, every one of us. And it's hard sometimes. It's very challenging. I've been in some terrible slumps. I've been in some terrible dark places that I didn't know if I was going to come out of them or not. I didn't even know. But I knew it was up to me. I knew it was up to me. People can talk a good talk and they can tell you everything, but I have to be the one to convince myself that I'm worth it, that I'm worthy of getting to that other space, that I can do it too. I'm capable, that I have help from unseen forces, not just physical forces, but unseen forces. Big changes are coming, spiritually and on many levels for everybody. But the rewards are also coming and very evident for everyone, especially starting this week. Over the next couple of weeks, it's going to be phenomenal for blessings and manifestations and huge, I would say, energy blooms, you know, different things that are going to come for us to experience and enjoy and engage with, right? So miracles, maybe, if you will. Page of Pentacles in that physical space says just honor yourself, take things at your own pace, don't push yourself too hard, you know, just know that all things are happening exactly like they're supposed to, and everything is working out for you. Everything is always working out for us. That's one of my mantras. I say it all the time. Everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. And sometimes even when it doesn't look like things are working out for me, things are always working out for me. Behind the scenes, they're working out for me. I just got to believe that. I just have to believe that. So same with you. But I have to be the one to do that self-talk. I got to be the one to stop that negative talk in my head and get that inner dialogue switched to what I do really need to think. And you know what? It's not easy sometimes, because what I'm experiencing, feeling, and, you know, having and living at the moment is far from, it's the exact polar opposite of what it is that I'm looking for. When I'm in the middle of chaos and I'm grateful for the peace in my mind and my heart, you know, it's a bit of a challenge, because everything else says to me, well, what are you talking about? It's crazy here. In order to invite that vibration and that frequency in, no, I gotta first think it for myself and know that it's there and available to me, and then I can work on amplifying it. Make sense? I hope so. A lot of stuff is coming up for people, and if you can't, you know, if you don't know for yourself that you can get yourself out of those slumps, I got to tell you, you can. I'm here to tell you, you definitely can. And you don't need people like me, but I'll be there to help you if you need me. Definitely. Reach out. I'm here for you. I'm here for a lot of people right now. All right. So remember, you know, we got lots of rewards happening. We have to just take care of ourselves and to pace ourselves and to allow them to flow and come to us at their own pace and in our own pace, because they got big changes right alongside of them, right? They are bringing big changes with them. Or maybe they are the big changes. Who knows? So let's have a look here and see what the Brick card says this week. And then we're going to pull the Moonology cards again, just so we can see, because this purge, all this stuff that I'm talking about with everybody, it's in the cards, it's in the stars, it's in the galaxy. It's absolutely everywhere. And it's, you know what? It's part of the divine plan. It's still part of that huge alignment that's happening. There's a reason all of this stuff is coming into place the way it is, falling into place the way it is. So we shuffled a couple of times. We're going to fan them out like we always do. And Merlin says, this one is the one. Of course you do, Merlin. You can't make this stuff up. Here we go, folks. The inner alchemist. Like an alchemist, I possess all the power I need to build a life of joy and harmony. Today, through my positive thoughts, words, deeds, I create my own light. I understand that I can use the inner magic of intention to transform myself. In the same way, an alchemist transforms lead into gold. Today, I create happiness. Now, right? 54 cards, folks. 54 cards. They're all different. You just can't make this stuff up. Let's see what the Moonology cards have to say. Let's have a little bit with them. All right. Let's see what the moon is telling us about this week coming. We're going to shuffle one time. And then we're going to pull one or two cards again. Two? Yeah, two. Okay. Just to see what this is about. All right. This one here. The top one. Okay. And this one. All right. Do the little voices in my head tell me how very nice for us all. Look at that. So, a personal issue reaches resolution. Kind of goes along with those rewards, perhaps. Full moon in Cancer, which is not necessarily where we are right now, but definitely helpful to know. Cancer the crab, very emotional experiences, all that stuff. Personal issues reaching resolution. Well, what do you know about that? And then, of course, the other card is called Surrender to the Divine. A full moon. What do you know, folks? Just not even, what, 24 hours ago? Surrender to the divine. So let's see here what this personal issue is. We can read a little bit about that quickly, if I can find it without... There it is. Heightened emotions of the moon Cancer combination can't be ignored. However, Cancer is one of the moon's 2 home signs, along with Taurus. So astrologically speaking, the moon loves to be in this sign. In fact, she rules Cancer. Means that with this card, there's a sense that all is as it should be. Don't worry, all will soon be well. Meditate to soothe heightened emotions. Don't be clingy. Stop sulking and maybe have some more family time in your life. But here's the deal. Things are likely to get very heated as full moon in Cancer is a super emotional sign. Like I said, we're not necessarily there, but we are full moon in, I think it was, what are we, Aries? Super emotional signs. Could be something of explosion of feelings around now or surrounding any questions you may have. It's important to be sensitive to other people. Watch your own sensibilities. But there's nothing to worry about. It's especially a powerful time. And there's a challenge now that's coming to an end. Private issues come to an end. And just time to step up and agree to overcome your insecurities. Very nice. Surrendering to the divine. Full moon marks the climax of the lunar cycle, making this card something of a power card. The full moon is often the time when answers are given to questions asked during the new moon. And pulling this card at any time in the lunar cycle suggests answers will be coming your way before too long. So, a wish you made can come true. It's time. It's a make or break time is another part of that one. There could be a sense of madness in the air. Breathe deeply and stay calm. You may need to forgive someone or to release negative energy. And it's time to let go of the past and move on. Well, we've been talking about that, all of that too. Tune into your emotions and see what they're telling you. They're very likely close to the surface, no matter when the moon is in cycle. When in the moon cycle you've pulled this card. Matters conclude, and you'll find out whether or not your wishes are going to come true. Well, I would say wishes are coming true because that Queen of Pentacles just kept showing herself. Wishes coming true. That's the card that she represents. And that's what these rewards are all about, people. Oh, it's so exciting. Oh, my God. Okay, anyway. Odds are in your favor. This is a positive card. You just might need to work a little harder than usual to keep cool as the events unfold. Right? So, yeah. Beautiful cards. Beautiful cards, folks. All the way along. The Inner Alchemist. I'm going to read this one more time because this is the message. Are you ready? Like an alchemist, I possess all the power I need to build a life of joy and harmony. Today, through my positive thoughts, words, and deeds, I create my own light. I understand that I can use the inner magic of intention to transform myself in the same way an alchemist transforms lead into gold. Today, I create happiness. So, let those big rewards be yours. Let the big changes bring more rewards for you. But in the meantime, take care of yourself. Go at your own pace. Don't let things bother you. Don't let stuff get to you. Don't let things irritate you, get under your skin. Mercury's retrograde. There's going to be a lot of miscommunications. People are going to get pissed off with one another because they're not going to understand stuff. All kinds of things are going to go down. That's what Mercury's about. Mercury's all about bringing all that stuff to the surface. I tell people and have for years. Energetically, my experience is Mercury, all retrogrades, not just Mercury. Mercury deals with communications and stuff, but all retrogrades bring everything to the surface, and it just like the agitation cycle in the washing machine, just moves stuff around, brings stuff to the surface so that it can be skimmed off and eventually cleansed, cleared, rinsed, whatever. But you got to look at what's there. It's time to reflect this beautiful retrograde stuff. Yeah, reflect, reset, rebalance yourself. Retreat into yourself. Go inside. Work on you. Find your happy. Be there. Stay there. Do it for as long as you can. Enjoy it. It's a wonderful place to be. And the more happy you get going on, by the way, the more of that vibration's in your field. And the Queen of Pentacles comes along and brings you all kinds of good stuff. More good stuff of that. And you know what? It's contagious. Other people get, around you and they start feeling that vibe too. And they're attracted to you because they got that in them too. And you helped to bring it out. And that's why people say, oh, you make me happy. That's not necessarily true. You help me find my happy. Yeah, happy comes because we're together, but It's because that energy can trigger that in me. It stimulates something. It ignites and activates something. You got this. We all got this. They're not getting anything. We are increasing in light, purging the darkness, powering up, people. We are powering up. So enjoy this next couple of weeks, especially this next week into the equinox. You know, continue to let go as we are on the downside of that full moon. Continue to let go. Just let go. Release stuff. Stuff's going to come up. If you feel like crying, cry. I highly recommend crying at least once a month to people. Everyone should cry. It's so good for you. Big, ugly sobs, nasty, ugly cries. Yeah, you know what? It's your nervous system releasing trauma. If you can make those cries, if you can find something in your life and you think about things that actually happen to you that can make you feel that way, you got stuff to work on, you got stuff to let go of, and you've got liberation coming. So do that, enjoy it. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. It makes you strong. It doesn't make you weak. Not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. So on that note, my friends, Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, full moon in Cancer and the full moon all together, and the Inner Alchemist. We're all incredible, and we are all here to lighten up. And so, as I end this beautiful live tonight, I'm going to do this final little bit of housekeeping. My Enlightenment series, Merlin's got it all on half price, half off, because of the equinox, about clearing everybody out, all about releasing the trauma. Let it go, right? Dig in there, get rid of it. Those 4 programs are incredible, and they are so worth it. You are so worth it to get in there and get that stuff gone. And you're not just doing it for you, you're helping Mother Earth. What a beautiful thing. So, if you're interested, there's 4 programs. There's the initial one, which is Lighten Up. There's the Hope. There is Taking Back Our Power Places. And there's the Redeem, Reclaim, and Reboot of our power systems. That one's really interesting because it actually lines up with not only the power systems of our world that we live with, financial system, industrial system, all those things, but also the systems within our bodies that we link to. Nervous system, skeletal system, all kinds of things. It's fascinating the way that came together. Merlin's a really awesome program putter together. We'll say. He does incredible work. So he's offering it all to everybody at half price right now. Those Enlightenment series programs, especially for those that are interested in the trauma release. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And of course, Magic and Miracles with Merlin, Divine Warrior Boot Camp, still 25% off until the end of the month, as far as I can tell. So if you're interested in enjoying some Merlin experience like you've never had before, or like no one's ever had before, check out that Divine Warrior Boot Camp and look at the Magic and Miracles basic training. Magic and Miracles with Merlin in the basic training package. And if you're interested, let me know. I look forward to working with anyone and everyone. I absolutely love it, and so does he. So if he's hand-selected you, just know you're in for a ride. Buckle up, Buttercup. We always say that Merlin's courses are not courses that you do. They are courses that do you, just so you know. And alchemy is what his game is all about. He's the one who helps you turn yourself from lead into gold. So on that note, I love every one of you. Thank you all so much for joining me this evening. I so look forward to our next connect on the next Psychic Saturday Night Live. Have a good one, everyone. Many blessings to you all. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye.